Is teaching, non-teaching, a teaching? You see, the mind wants to be explained, you see, from an apparent teacher. It means to say there is no teaching is itself a teaching, because there's an I saying what it is or what it isn't. I don't know if this makes sense. When I say water is wet to another, it appears as if that one that discusses water is telling the other what it is, or what it thinks it is, or what it knows it is, or it maybe wants a reaction, a confirmation. So when I say the water is wet, and you say, yes, I know the water is wet, there's no teaching. But of course, that's not possible in a human, verbal, systematic, conditioned, cultural way. Because I can say the water is wet, and you can say, I don't agree. Prove it. So there's an apparent listener who wants to be taught. Teach me about what you know about the water being wet. So the question really is there a universal teaching? Is there a teaching where no one, not two, have to agree or disagree? It just is what it is, what's taking place. Again, that's not possible in our human life, because we have invented and created so many ways to confront, so many ways to reflect, so many ways to divide, so many ways to see, so many meanings about water, see, so many meanings about wet. So our mind travels into the matrix of, don't try and catch me out, Mr. Speaker. You don't have to tell me the water is wet. I know the water is wet. So there's a kind of uneasiness between all kinds of teaching. Is there a universal teaching that actually we just obey without confrontation, confirmation, reassurance, reflecting? Can we be just truly free from teaching? The mind is a teacher, you see. The mind, it lives by teaching. It lives by assumption. It lives by advice. It lives by offering. It lives by sharing. You see? The mind just replicates every living form. But it doesn't just replicate, it complicates. It eradicates. It tries to enhance what is already here, you see. It tries to make something out of what is already here. For myself, there's no teaching. I can't even teach myself, because there's no self to teach, you see. There's no teacher, and there's nothing to be taught. In your mental constructed way, yeah, you can say, I can teach you a few things, Mr. Speaker. I can teach you, that you those guidelines to follow on YouTube, that does speed restrictions in the car, that there's faithfulness towards your partner, that there's a way of being respectful of people. I don't think these are teachings, you see. These are just made up rules and regulations and ways to control. You see, the mind wants to control the teacher into saying what it wants to say. The mind wants to control the listener and what it wants to hear or doesn't want to hear. You see, I think Zen really expresses what enlightenment is in the way of everything is revealing itself in a perfect way, in an absolutely untarnished, omnipotent, omnipresent way. It's just that we have been ingrained with a belief that we have to be taught. We can't go through life without being taught. And in a human world, that's absolutely 100% correct, because you can't just have a new baby and just let it be. Don't teach it. Don't, warn it, because we are ingrained in what the sins of what the religious and the spiritual say, greed and power and anger and heart, malice, wrath, sloth, all these sins. So we have to warn our child from these sins that we all partake in, we all participate in. Because to think there's anything that you know about yourself, about this world, is an illusion. Our mind can take ownership of this life and try and make something out of it, and try to teach the body and teach the soul and teach the spirit. The mind thinks it's the greatest teacher, you see. It wants to teach. And from teaching comes preaching. You see, these talks are just basically tampering around with what is not true. You see? Because to say anything that teaching is wrong is a kind of teaching. You see, it's a kind of expression of what the mind feels is essential or non-essential in this life. So your mind at this point should be saying, I don't know what the hell to do then. I don't know where to go. I don't know. I'm not going to go on this site again. I'm going to go on someone that can really teach me, that can help me, that can make me into something, that can forge, help me hold my hand towards enlightenment, towards God, towards spirit, towards Vishnu, whatever. The very fact that we think that we are individual and we are alone, and that we are insignificant to this existence, this wholeness, is in fact the most blasphemous thing we can say. But to say we are something more out loud, verbally, to another, is to say, well, I'm express maybe a kind of superiority or a kind of inferiority, depending on your mind's eye, your mind's way. You see, enlightenment, this enlightenment, that this whatever I am experiences or experiences, will experience, maybe won't experience, doesn't matter. It's consistently here but the mind makes it look inconsistent, because the mind's job is to make everything look inconsistent. The mind's job is to divide and conquer and break things up. You can say anything about your mind. You have a great mind, you have a wonderful mind, you have a compassionate mind. But the minute you say, I own this, I am that, I want this, I know this, I feel, I know, you're trying to confirm to yourself that you exist. And you already exist. You see, that's why beyond I am, there's no need to say I am. You see? Once I am is seen through as a fake, once this body, this person, this idea of life being a beginning end format, whether it's seen as infinite or finite or mortal or immortal, is irrelevant. The universe is not even, there's no teacher, you see. Even the universe is not teaching. The universe itself is experiencing life opening on its own. It doesn't know about the future. It doesn't know about the past. You don't know about the future. You don't know about the past. You can't say the past is accurate. Even in your dreams, the dreams are inaccurate. Meditation. I want to meditate to become something. I want to meditate to enhance my mind. I want to meditate to feel good about myself. I want to meditate to find God. I want to meditate to find freedom. It means there's a you, and the meditation is the teacher. Where is the meditation? I can't see any meditation. I can't see any formal physical meditation. So it's thoughts. It's thoughts that the mind put in to enhance itself, to make itself feel good. The mind wants to always make itself feel good. Enlightenment, meditation is when there's no meditator, and there's no meditation, and there's nothing to be meditated on. You see, I don't think you understand enlightenment. You'll never understand enlightenment, because everything is taken away, including you. There's an appearance of you in the mirror. You can see yourself in the mirror. You can actually touch, but there's no sensation. There's no, wow, I have to go and do this. I have to do that. This is, life is too short. You know, I'm going to die. I have to do, you know, everything in one day. You know, it's like, you know, I have to be kind to people. I have to do this. I have to do that. This is nature. If you want to say there's a teacher, we are made up from 70% water. We are nature. We are flowing. The water is flowing. To seek enlightenment means like to be, I think one of the Zen masters says, and this is how it's seen, this is how the experience is to seek enlightenment or anything through an idea that there's something more outside of you or inside of you that you already know, is to say that you are water, and you're in the midst of water. You are the water in the midst of water, and you spend your whole life looking for water. You see, I can't find the water. Water. What's this stuff? Me? Water. Where? So you swim around looking for water, and you're water within water. That's seeking, you see. Enlightenment is when something just says stop. Seeking. Whether it's a physical seeking to be an entrepreneur, or whether it's a spiritual seeking to meet some sort of angel or God. You know? I did Reiki for years. Became a Reiki master. Reiki? I'm looking to see what Reiki can bring me. How it can heal me. How I can find some spiritual path. And whatever Reiki is, I am that. I don't have to look for it. I don't have to search and seek for something that one already is, you see. But we have names to say, okay, are you water or are you Reiki? Everything is the same. Consciousness, only consciousness. That's the teaching from consciousness. It's not a teaching to say consciousness comes out and speaks to the world, okay? This is the teaching, yeah? And we all know what consciousness is, okay? Let's pretend we all know what consciousness is, yeah? We all know it. But consciousness itself comes out and says, you know what? I've discovered I am consciousness. And we all laugh. Say, what do you mean? You must know what you are. You must know who you are. You must know consciousness. Oh, wait a minute. Only consciousness. There is your consciousness. Everything is consciousness. Oh, no teaching, no further teaching, no teaching needed. You see? But consciousness is a word. We can say, I'm life. It's like you said, I'm looking for life. I'm looking for a better life. And someone says, you are life. Yes, I know that, but there's something better in this life. You see? You're surrounded by life. This is life. Everything is life. Everything is living. You see? So where in life can you go to find something better than life? Or you can call it God. Everything is God. Everything is existence. The world's just try and summarize the teaching. Let's summarize the teaching. Only I exist. Only consciousness exists. I and consciousness as one is true. There's nothing else to know, nothing else to be taught, nothing else to seek, nothing else, nothing more, nothing, no desires, no wants, no interests, because everything is pretty clear as it is, as consciousness is. I-S. The maple and the ribbons. What else do you need to know? Beyond, the maple gets bigger, the ribbons get longer. Beyond, the maple gets even bigger, the ribbons get even longer. You see, I is. Namaste.